Herd Winter Racing Series, this is about a 20-week series. I think you get to drop 2 of them. In fact, I know, and I'm counting on the fact you get to drop 2 of them. Anyway, we're in week, 4 or so here. We're on coast to coast, pretty flat course, got a couple little bumps. This is a series where A's, B's, C's, and D's all ride together, so it's always pretty trying because B's are trying to stick with A's, C's are trying to stick with B's, and D's trying to stick with C's. I usually hold on for a little bit with A's and B's and then get tailed off and settle nicely into group 2. So let's check that part out. Now, we're only about 3.5 kilometers in, but we got our first kind of little uphill rise. And of course, people are pushing at the front. You can see it gets really strung out. I'm really struggling to stick with everyone right here. Legs are just really heavy this day. But luckily, the elastic breaks at some point and we can just split into 2 groups. You can see that happening right here. And once we're in that just pure kind of C group with a couple of B's, then I can breathe easy, catch my breath a little bit, and settle in for the rest of the race. The rest of the race is pretty easy. We have a couple of bumps right here coming up out of the desert and another one coming up out of the tunnels. People push this, to about 4 watts per kilo, but nothing too sharp coming out of these. The final climb is up the Jarvis climb, and that's going to really be the deciding factor. We come into the final climb all together, and I can tell from how we've been riding that I'm maybe the second or third strongest in the group, and I'm going to attack it from the front. I would much rather have some sliding room than be at the back and playing catch up on this climb. So it's a steepish little pinch around 6%, levels off into this long drag. The drag's actually the worst part for me. I really wanted to sit down here and just stop going, but obviously you can't. We push up over the top, and then we get this nice little descent. I'm gonna sit in the draft, kind of catch my breath, and it ends with a little pinch. So here's that descent. We sit in, and now we're gonna use our feathers. We use our feather at the bottom of this last little pinch and try and get away from the group. I had delusions of grandeur. I thought I was gonna fly away from everyone, but as you can see, that just does not happen. This French rider, Dene, sorry about the pronunciation, passes me, and it's all I can do just to get in his wheel and stay in his wheel on this little descent. So gotta change up my plan for this race. Now we're into a sprint. Now we gotta get ready for that. It's only about 1.5 kilometers to go, but we do have a draft power up, and we were lucky enough to get another draft power up at this upcoming banner. Through this sprint is when Dene starts to push it, pushing around 5 watts per kilo, and he'll hold that for kind of the rest of the way until this sprint. So we slow into our final sprint here. We got about 400 meters left. I launched the draft power up. It's gonna last through the line. And Dene is still pushing at that 5-6 watts per kilo before he launches his sprint. It's at about 200 that I'll launch my sprint, and I think I just caught him by surprise. He does actually a better sprint than me numbers wise, but we get on him, we get the jump, and by the time he realizes what's happening, I'm already passing him, and there's just not enough time left. We pass him with about 40 meters to go and just beat him by 900ths of a second. I'll take it. I was very happy with this result. It was a pretty packed race. I end up 16th on here, 14th on Zwift Power, so very happy with all that. Been a great series so far. It takes a lot getting used to the kind of all groups starting together, and there are some pros and cons to that, but great race run by Herd. See you next time.